Right, time for a quick video. Today I'm going to try and make this a little bit more interesting. So yeah, I use this to display on my Lego here, and this is my study. I work here during the day, and it's a bit boring, and would quite like to put some lights behind here to try to make it a bit more interesting. So what I did recently is I bought some of these, which is just the very cheap Govee LED light strip, the indoor LED light strip. It's a 5-meter LED light strip, and I'm planning to install it behind this so that it's against the wall around the openings that the Lego's in, so that hopefully it lights it up and makes it look cool. So that's the plan. Hopefully it's quite a simple thing to do. Quickly unbox this, show you what's inside, and then we'll get on to actually installing it. Right, so let's have a look inside this. Okay, dead simple. Got a UK power plug, and then the actual LED light strip itself, and some instructions, a user manual, and an alcohol wipe, just to clean the area first. So this should be extremely easy just to install this. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll pull out the unit, get all the Lego off it, give it a quick clean, and then we can get it installed. Okay, so I've moved the unit out, the Kallax unit out. I've got rid of the Lego, I've dusted it and tried to tidy it up a bit, and I've put a light down here so hopefully you can see what's going on. But yeah, now what I need to do is try to decide how I'm going to organize the lights, install the lights. And ideally, I want to avoid having the lights go over the same section twice. So what I'm keen to do, hopefully you can see this, but I want to have lights around this edge and also on these two verticals here in the middle. Now I can't work out a way of doing that without overlapping, so I think I've got two options. Either I start here, go down, across, up, all the way along, down, across and up, which means that this section won't be covered, or I accept that I'm going to go over one piece twice and go down, around, all the way around, and then up, and then this bit would get 2 and then go down again. And then within the Govee app, I can try to work out if I can disable the strip of light, one of the 2 strips of lights that goes over this section. Because that's one of the cool things about the Govee lights, is that it is broken into segments and you can individually control the segments. So I might be able to turn off the segment that goes here. Now, of course, I'd have to be really lucky for the segment to start exactly here and end exactly here. It's more likely to start somewhere down here and end here, but I can play with that and see what happens. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, because if I do that with the two lights going over the same section, it means I can start the light off down the bottom, start the strip off down the bottom, which means the power cable can go down and out to the power socket. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I've measured this all, and it's going to take about 3.5 meters worth of LED light strip. That LED light strip is 5 meters long, so I've got enough, which is great. So I think I just need to get on and try and install it.
So I wiped down all of the surfaces with the alcohol wipe just to make sure that any grease and grime was removed before sticking down the LED light strip. And then I got on with sticking down the LED light strip, which is a very simple process, just taking the time to make sure everything's straight and level.
Okay, I'm just going to try and show you how I do a corner. So you get to here and you want to go down this way. Initially, if you bend it so that it's going up, so you make a so it looks like it's going to go up, and then bend it down again, then you can make this really nice and neat and very flat 90-degree bend. There you go. Hopefully you could see that in the video, but that allows you to make these really nice, neat bends as you go around these corners.
For the section that would have 2 LED strips next to each other, I ensured I left enough space and then just did the same thing. So just ran the 2 alongside each other along the back of the unit. Again, just being careful to ensure that they're straight and that they don't overlap each other at all. Right, okay, so that's it, at least stuck down, and it's actually working. I just turned it on and it's reacting to noise at the moment, so you can see it. It's doing the music effect. I need to pair it in the app to be able to do something a bit more, to do something else with it. But I thought I'd just quickly show you. So it starts off down here, and I've got the switch in here, which I'm going to need to deal with at some points. Then it goes along, up, around, and then all the way around. And this is the corners. So hopefully you can see the corners are quite neat here. Now, ideally, I want to cut it here, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to cut it on these things, because there are these cut points just here, which do not have solder on, whereas this one has got solder. I'm assuming that this was where they've joined two strips together. So I would imagine I can cut it there, and it should continue to work. But yeah, it's a little risk. It might not. But I think it's worth doing. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just stick this one down here a bit more, which I don't really want to do. So yeah, let me go for it. I'm just going to cut it here and see what happens. Okay, so I cut the strip on the solder, just went for it, and it worked perfectly. So yeah, definitely designed to be cut on the solder as well as on these unsoldered cut lines. I was really lucky actually. This has turned out, you know, there was a cut line exactly at the right point, so I've got just the right length to cover the sections I wanted to cover. Okay, so I'm in the Govee app. Let's add these new lights. So it's automatically found it, which is excellent. Just click on Add. The device is pairing. Press short. Please short press the on/off button. Okay, there we go. There we go. Done. Right, needs my password for this. Let me just quickly enter that. I'll be right back. Okay, so joining the Wi-Fi. Done. Okay, so now to work out which segment that is at the top. So what I've gone into the app, I'm in color, and then I've clicked on whole light management here, which then takes you into this view, and you can see each of the segments of the light. Then you can turn segments on and off. It's funny, they all, yeah. So if I select them all, okay, then you can see you can increase and decrease brightness or change the colors or whatever. But what you can also do is choose a segment to turn on and off. So for example, if I deselect all and then choose to turn just this first one, so I've selected that first segment, and then I turn it off, you see this first segment here turns off, which is great. So what I now need to just do is work out which segment is that top one. So let's go halfway. Okay, so that's turned off this segment here, which is not quite right. So let's turn that one back on. So I think it's going to be the next one. Let's turn that one off. Yeah, there we go. So you see that segment, the segment on this bend here, equals from this section here to this section here, which is almost exactly where I was looking for. Otherwise, we would need to turn off this bit, which would be, let's see, can I work that out? Maybe it's that one. Oh, not quite. It's what, the one before it? Yeah, there we go. So, oh, yeah. So now I've turned off from this cut line. So there's this segment here and then this segment here, which doesn't quite work. So I guess that means if I do want to limit, if I want to make sure that only one strip is lit for each section, then I can turn off this segment like I've just done now. And then you've got the lights just lit up. One strip of light lit up on every single
piece of the frame. So yeah, pretty great that you can control the lights down to each segments on these Govee lamps, especially considering the price point of these Govee lamps. It's a useful feature. Okay, so I just folded this bit over, which is the where the power cable connects into the LED light strip. Just attached it with some tape, and I've stuck the switch here, so it's going to be at the back of one of the shelves. Then I'll run the power cable around and down to a power supply. Right, there we go. It's all installed. I think that's pretty good. So so this is just with a solid light. Actually, I've ended up not disabling the segment at the top because it's very, I don't think it's worth it. I think it looks great even with the double line of LEDs at that top in the middle. Possibly because it's a bigger section maybe, so it's it can take more light. But anyway, it looks good, I think. So that's just with a solid color. Obviously you can change between the colors. So you can change from green to blue to purple to whatever color you wish. And it looks great. Or we can go for a scene. So, I don't know, let's pick rainbow. Or glacier. So yeah, lots and lots of options and lots of fun here. So I think it's worked out really well. Very easy to do. It just adds a bit more interest to this display unit, to this Kallax unit. So, and hopefully makes the background a little bit more interesting. So let me go to something a bit more. There you go. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do like and subscribe, and more videos coming soon.